Cats, dogs, birds if you're weird, horses if you can call them that, dragons if you play modded Minecraft or if you're a Viking. Pets and the dawn of humanity has been your companions, helping you find food in the early days, and humanity repaying them by genetically destroying them. But in art, besides depicting them for fair share of cuteness, you shouldn't take them always for face value. As you know, humans love to put meaning to tease other minds, and they were successful. I'm teased. But before we start, why don't you pad this subscribe button? It will give you
shapes and colors the likes of which I've never seen.
away from the play or the movie. Ew, Cats and the Doll past it and to our modern eras has succeeded in conquering our hearts and enslaving our labors. And away from capturing the cuteness, especially this one. Aww. Someone was there like a journalist hiding in a bush, trying to capture the reality behind them, and he did, with his painting The Bachelor Party. There they are with their cigars and old chums, trying to come with new ways to take over humanity more than they already did. And away from the jokes, even with this being a comedic painting, I still can see the resemblance of meaning hiding within the pieces. And honestly, it doesn't wander far from the original meaning I meant for a joke. As if you know anything about Louis Wayne, he was a man that captured every feeling and every scene using cats. These cats are just depictions of the mafia bosses that usually wore monocle, which for a long time was a sign of wealth, plus cigars, and of course if I learned anything from the mafia movies, cigars equal mafia. Also the old Tom bottles, away from the cat Tom being the face, as it tends to be another pun to make it the favorite beer of the mafia pussies. The structure of the work also imitates that of The Last Supper, with one avoiding looking at the center cat, had the same color palette as Judas, and also, like him in The Last Supper, is the second away to the past, which can imply that this cat is the one that is gonna betray the family and lead to the murder of the father. But you know, not all cat paintings are that dark. Someone came with some other funny one to lighten the mood and remind us of humanity being these feline slaves. It goes back to the 17th century. Gives you a comedic beat to a slice of life back then. The center chair of the work focuses on the generational experience transfer, as you can see the old master with his apprentice, showing the bumping heart of the job, the torch passing you might say. Next is the rest of the master's papa's family on the right, showing from their house, as most local paupers used to turn a room of their house into their shop. You can see more of that family theme on the bottom left corner with the little monkey that escaped with some food from the kitchen, like he used to steal food while your mum was cooking. Other parts of the painting can build on the concept of family business that keeps going on and get more successful, ended by the cat that getting in. What's the boots? Go in, we'll get you a chair as soon as possible. I'll go now, bye! Humanity's relationship with their doggo companions go way back to the era of baby humanity with the hunter-gathering, as this piece of very official information states. We stand then keep seeing them captured and depicted once and once again through the art history. Mostly in art, dogs are signs of loyalty to their masters and fidelity when accompanying a woman. And if accompanying a widow, this points to her faithfulness to her deceased husband. Another case is when accompanying a ruler, and there they represent the people, and the hand position of its owner interprets the way he rules his people. But these are just the most common cases. Other cases of different meaning exist, like the painting De Voleur, which we talked about more in this video, but what I want to focus on more this time are the doggos. The one drawn here to represent the aristocrat and the proletariat, both never full, different reasoning. The way how the coolers represent their status. Dog with the small Gloria ribbon, not heavy, which go the same way as for its patterns, while the war doggo hungry and thin to a degree of bone showing with a heavy copper collar around its tired neck. And even with the aristocrat doggo being full evident by the bones under it, he doesn't want to share food with the other dog, which is classic capitalism. And of course the aristocrat is smaller than the proletariat as for the number of people you can count under each obviously. But even with being bigger, it still doesn't move for better conditions. And I'm happy that is not the case nowadays. The next ones I want to look at are these of Cassius Marcellus College. This man is totally obsessed with two things: dogs and poker. And like Rocket League developer, the mishmash he made was engraved into history books. 6 paintings that have them all, each with a message of its own. Family, work, friendship, if you
Can't do the time, don't do the crime.
and 2 for mocking the loser. And I really like the way Cassius painted the atmosphere, especially with the lighting that helps to deepen the feeling and the impact, focusing on the main object of the painting. Like, look at this one. The winners are in the light, while the loser is in the dark, a very obvious analogy. And the same goes on for the rest too. But do you know what doesn't go for the rest? What if you're a weirdo or you're jaded? I'll surely do you birds, but also because I love the movie Rio. But anyway, birds' symbolism differ depending on the point on the map you choose. From USA to Far East and all around the globe, birds had acquired certain meaning that goes with them. Imaginary or real, they are my favorite variety to talk about when it comes to pets, but not my taste at all in having one at home. And I would like to start with the owl. People of China and the West look at the owls with different lens, as Chinese culture doesn't like owls. They see them as bad omen, to an extent that they have a saying in Chinese that goes, 野猫子进宅，无事不来, which means whenever an owl enters the house, everything bad will start to happen. While in the West, people really like owls and associate it with very good traits like wisdom and intelligence, to an extent that Athena, the goddess of wisdom, is associated with, you guessed it, the owl. And of course, you can't forget the phoenix, an imaginary bird that humanity agreed to collectively delulu of it, each with the touch, as again, in Chinese culture, we find the bird under the name Fang Huang, and Chinese people away from putting him in everything with the deer dragon, saw it as a symbol of peace and prosperity, and when it flies, all that flies with it and sing accordingly. While in the Middle East, Arabs had a say in it, as in their culture they had 3 impossible things, as you can hear in this poem. لما رأيت بني الزمان وما بهم خل وفي للشدائد أصطفي أيقنت أن المستحيل 3 الغول والعنقاء والخل الوفي, which translate to, tried to look among my peers to find a loyal friend, but didn't find any. So now I know that there is 3 impossibles: the ghoul, the phoenix, and the loyal friend, which is absurd on its own, but shows how implemented was the phoenix in the Arab culture. As for the West, the phoenix is someone we all know, the man who throws fire and damage you in Valorant and always is the worst one in the team. Okay, maybe not that one. But Phoenix is the immortal bird that bans itself every 500 years and from its ashes is born again. Birds continue to have meaning in a lot of other parts of the world, especially Egypt, which will have an episode, if not multiple, to talk about its art and its styles. But I will just talk today about their falcon, that is represented in the god Horus, a sign of protection and healing, and of course his story with his uncle Seth that killed his father and how he redeemed him and became the god of all gods. Yes, Disney, very original. But away from all that, the painting that I'm gonna talk about today is gonna have to take us back to Europe. Van Gogh's bird, the kingfisher. While in the less dark stage of his life, Van Gogh was at a local lake in Paris when he saw the bird and decided to capture it as a meaningful piece. A bit brighter future, and we can see that he made the colors of the bird the color of its surrounding, as meaning of saying that he is starting to settle in and be one with his new environment, which unfortunately doesn't go well for him. But that is just a theory, and not theory. Thanks for watching, and thank you, MathPath. Thank you for everything.